Warren Buffett, who is he? The renowned value investor Warren Edward Buffett transformed a failing textile factory into the financial engine that propelled what would become the most prosperous holding company in history. According to Forbes, Buffett, who is referred to as the Oracle of Omaha for his skill in investing, has accumulated a personal wealth that exceeds $100 billion. He motivates hordes of devoted followers to travel to Omaha, Nebraska, every year for the chance to hear him speak at Berkshire's annual meeting, which is paradoxically referred to as the Woodstock of capitalism. At the age of 11 and 14, respectively, Warren Buffett made his first stock purchase and real estate transaction. Buffett attended Columbia University for his business degree, where he studied under the famed value investor Benjamin Graham. He was denied by Harvard. Buffett and Charlie Munger worked together to purchase the struggling Berkshire Hathaway textile company, which would subsequently be utilized as a means of acquiring other companies and making investments. Buffett is an authentic value investor, choosing to buy and hold for the long run undervalued but reliable enterprises. Buffett has always been a kind guy, and upon his passing, he committed a sizable portion of his personal fortune, more than $100 billion, to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Wealth and charitable giving. When you are the most successful investor in the world, what do you do with your money? Warren Buffett said to give it away. When Buffett declared in June 2006 that the vast bulk of his money will be donated to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which focuses on worldwide education, U.S. libraries, and World Health challenges among other things, the world was taken aback. One of the biggest open charities in the world, Buffett will donate Berkshire Hathaway Class B shares in the form of stock. He has given the Gates Foundation a total of 10 million shares. It will be distributed in 5% increments until Buffett dies. The foundation is unable to meet the expenditure requirement, or Bill or Melinda Gates cease to be actively involved in the foundation's operations. Buffett donated 500,000 shares in 2006, which were worth roughly $1.5 billion. How did Warren Buffett get to be so wealthy? Buying inexpensive stocks and businesses at the right time after thorough research and holding them for a long period. He left the previous management in place for the majority of the businesses he acquired because they had clearly done a decent enough job to interest Buffett in the first place. He has invested for the long term in stocks, holding businesses like Coke and American Express for decades. He still owns both. What is Warren Buffett's future plan for his fortune? The straightforward response is to donate it, which he intends to do by making large donations, primarily to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He has developed a close relationship with the couple and supports and respects their charitable goals, including women's rights and global health. It is not surprising that Warren Buffett would donate the great majority of his riches to groups in need of funding given his legendary generosity in supporting projects he deems worthy. The conclusion. The amount of money that Buffett will continue to donate is expected to rise in the future. In his own words, "I am not a fan of dynastic wealth, especially when the alternative is that 6 billion people have a chance to benefit from the money despite having considerably poorer circumstances in life than we do." By adhering to the tried and true value investing principles, which call for identifying high-quality companies at fair market values, Buffett has amassed a fortune. He then keeps these investments for a long time, sometimes forever, always letting compound interest do its thing.
Warren Buffett's top holdings in his portfolio. One of Buffett's most famous quotations, "Rule number 1, never lose money," can be used to describe his investing philosophy. Never forget rule number 1, this is rule number 2. Investors have been looking for investment possibilities with a low failure rate but high return potential since the 1950s. Buffett sticks to businesses in industries he is familiar with in an effort to reduce the danger of failure. He says, risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. He prefers to invest in businesses that have a sustainable competitive edge, such as a well-known brand or significant economies of scale, and he will not overpay for any company. He wants to buy when other investors are selling since he is a value investor. Buffett put $5 billion of Berkshire's funds in Goldman Sachs in 2008, when the global financial system was on the verge of collapse, at extraordinarily favorable terms that would have been inaccessible to the average investor. The wager ultimately brought in a profit of over $3 billion for the conglomerate. He also invested money at the same time in Dow Chemical, Bank of America, and General Electric. Despite this bold wager, Buffett typically avoids making market predictions or speculating on stock prices. He thinks that when buying a stock, investors should treat the transaction as if they were purchasing the entire company. He has urged others to look at their stocks as a company and own your stocks as an investment, just like you'd own an apartment, house, or a farm. The biggest errors made by Warren Buffett. One of the most renowned and successful investors of all time is Warren Buffett. Even the finest investors, as Buffett is willing to acknowledge, occasionally make errors. Buffett's famed annual letters to Berkshire Hathaway, BRK.A, BRK.B, shareholders recount his most egregious financial blunders. Buffett's years of investment experience have much to teach us. Here is a breakdown of Warren Buffett's 3 biggest errors. ConocoPhillips. Purchasing at an unfair price. As a bet on rising energy prices, Buffett acquired a sizable holding in ConocoPhillips, Co.op, stock in 2008. Buffett purchased this at an excessive price, which caused Berkshire Hathaway to suffer a multi-billion-dollar loss and turned out to be a terrible investment. The price at which you purchase stock makes a distinction between a terrific business and a fantastic investment. Buffett was considerably worse off this time. Oil business stocks were at high levels at the time due to the fact that crude oil prices were well over $100 per barrel, therefore there was little room for price growth from the investment in ConocoPhillips.